Hi there. So we are concluding week 2, unit 2 of Introduction to Visual Impairments and Deaf Blindness. Another great week, another great discussion. Just wanted to remind you guys, make sure to have your first post by Wednesday. I'd say almost a third of you are not posting by Wednesday, and so when I grade you, I won't be able to give you maximum points. And so I feel like a few people will be disappointed when I put the grades in tomorrow. So another great discussion. What did we discuss? We discussed technology and the importance of technology as a teacher of the visually impaired for our students. It provides access. It levels the playing field. If you are not tech savvy, if you don't consider yourself tech savvy, you need to figure out how to get there. And a lot of times it's just making sure you have the resources. I'm not a tech savvy person, but when I taught, I had HumanWare on speed dial, and I swear anytime I had problems with my students' Braille note, they were so helpful and so willing to problem solve with me. And yes, you just need to know those go-to people. And you'll find them. You'll find them later on in the program. You'll discover more people who can problem solve those issues with you. So technology, very, very important. Let's see, history. We also talked about history and why it's important to know the history of our profession, because we really need to know where we've been to know where we need to go. And there was some really great comments with that, which led us to the second question, which was inclusion and residential schools. Residential schools have taken a lot of criticism, and because they don't offer enough inclusion. They offer a very sheltered experience. And so it led to a lot of questions about placement. What's the best placement for our students? And I have to say that placement, and there were quite a few of you that mentioned this, placement is it's an IEP decision, and it is it is determined on an individual basis, and it is based on student need, and that is key, student need. Unfortunately, our placement decisions are also determined by resources and what we have available to us. The reason that residential programs came to be is we didn't have enough resources. We needed to pool our resources into one location. And so each state put all of their resources in blindness into kind of one building. And they shipped the kids with visual impairments to that city, to that school. And residential schools, they offer so many different, because of the resources, that they do have great instruction, great Braille instruction, great orientation mobility instruction. But as a TVI, I experienced the pain I've witnessed the pain of parents trying to make that decision. And I was in a few IEP meetings with a parent who the team continued to tell her that the best placement was going to be the residential school. Well, the residential school is 3 hours away from her home. And so year after year, she would say, oh, she's not ready. She's not ready. And she was met with some kind of frustration by some team members, and I kept thinking, I'm a parent, I have 3 children, and I can't imagine that making that decision. At what point is my child ready to live without me? And that was a choice I don't know if she ever made. I also told another parent, I had a 3rd grade Braille reader at the IEP meeting. We were going over placement options, and she said, I don't want to hear it. I know that they've got a lot, but you get me what they have. And I think that is really where we're at in the profession, is that our students deserve to have what the residential programs have in their homeschools. So we need to figure out a way. We need to be the squeaky wheel, and we need to advocate for our students. We need to advocate at the district level. We need to advocate at the state level. We need to make sure that our students get the best while still being educated with their brother and sister, while still being at their home school. We need to make sure that they have the resources that they need without their parents ever having to send them away or make that decision. Yeah, and so it's really important. I think one of the questions that we were asked this week was, how can we as parents, as educators, work together to make progress in our field? And I think that's the answer, is that we need to advocate. We need to work as a team, all of the stakeholders, and see what do our students need, and be that squeaky wheel. So I look forward to more discussion. You guys have some really great input. This next week's going to be amazing. Thanks.